Oh, and then of course... Oh, no, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. We're all here. Yes. So, hello. My name is Mordred Viking, and I'd like to welcome you to this stream of Digital Dragons. We are playing... Or rather, we are the Digital Dragons, playing Dungeons & Dragons. This is Icewind Dale, Rime of the Frostmaiden, and I've totally forgotten how this preamble works. It's been so long.
Really?
Joining...
A year, I hear.
Oh, why are we in the wrong order?
I was about to say, I am now Vulwin.
Good question.
Let's just
Hey,
go
congrats.
and switch.
I'm in the right spot.
But
And also, we're missing a name.
No one.
Whoever gets mine, it's an improvement.
Ah, don't move that.
Ah!
Wait, what's that? Why is... Huh? Why?
Technical difficulties!
Please stand by.
Apparently there are 2 frames. Okay, cool.
I love like Warbird just like floating
Yeah.
into space.
Yeah.
It very much feels like we're like, I don't know why, Hollywood Squares for some reason.
Yeah.
Trying to fix it. Trying to
Because we
fix
were
it.
getting stacked.
Apparently these squares are slightly different sizes.
This is a story.
Okay,
Liam Nate
that's
Brady.
Now, why is the Zagrax text disappearing? I think I know why. 'Cause there are, in
Zagrax.
fact,
Who's
2
Zagrax?
frames.
Right?
There you go.
I only know Grandpa.
You did it.
Dragonborn.
So this is a very, very ad hoc setup because I came to Sweden on my laptop with none of the assets. So I basically just taken a screen grab from the YouTube series, pasted that into this, cut out all the squares, replaced it with the camera imports, which is why the resolutions are a bit weird. Hopefully in a month when I actually get my desktop again, things should return a bit more to normal. Before we get started though, apparently it is our 1-year anniversary type thing because Evil by Moonlight has come in with a 12-month resubscription. 1 year hype! Trip Starlake has come in with a 10-month resubscription. Chaos Gemini has come in with a 12-month resubscription. Digital Dragons a whole year, and also Trip said woo. Warbird coming in with a 12-month resubscription, also with a woo. And then Florian coming in with some bits. Thank you very much for that, Florian. So, you know what's coming.
There's another.
There's another.
There's
There's
someone
another,
that's
yeah.
not us. That
Oh, there is.
subscribes.
Kalinicus. I am so sorry. It's because it didn't pop up with text. Kalinicus, thank you very much for the 12-month subscription as well. Good to have you along for the ride.
Thank you.
Also, Macho's here.
Also, Macho's here, yes.
Of course.
Yeah, you gotta call it out.
Oh, speaking... What game was that? What was I playing yesterday? Old World Blues. Apparently in the faction that I was playing as, which is Vault City, the rulers of Vault City are called the Goats.
Oh.
Nice.
And I was very disappointed that Macho wasn't there to witness that.
Sad.
Anyway, so joining me here today, we have got Irilyssa.
Me, hi. I am Rard, aka Evil by Moonlight, in the chat, and I will be playing Irilyssa tonight. And
We have
hopefully
got-
not dying.
Hopefully. Maybe, possibly. We have got Sahazar, also known as Zagrax.
Zach's back. Hopefully, I think, maybe.
Maybe.
But I'm Zach.
Hashtag Zach's back.
And I'll be playing some Dragonborn of some kind, I guess.
We've got Elora.
Hi, I'm Trip Starlake in the chat, and I'm playing Elora, the warlock.
We've got Vulwin.
Hi, I'm Ethan or Chaos Gemini in chat. I'm playing Vulwin, the Purple Ranger.
And we've got Tahko.
Hello, I am Highwind, and I shall be playing Tahko Mood Killer.
And I am Mordred. And I am possibly trying to get these guys killed, maybe? I don't really know. We shall
Well,
see.
apparently you suck at it. It's been a year.
I know. Need to up my game, clearly. Challenge
No,
accepted.
no.
I
Just-
think you're doing
just
just fine. You actually did kill a good chunk of us.
I was going to say, the dragon
Guys that
fight,
were
yes.
Never present. Yeah.
So, who would like to give us a
Dragon fight,
recap of what
Black
occurred
Cabin.
last time? Sorry, Irilyssa, what you were saying?
I said at the dragon fight, at the Black Cabin.
Yep. Oh god.
I forgot about the Black Cabin.
The Black Cabin,
This
yeah.
happened.
I don't know, maybe it could
Maybe
be a
we
group
can all
effort.
pitch in
Yeah.
something we remember starting from the top.
Okay, we'll pitch in with something we remember, starting with you, Tahko.
We'll be here all session.
There was a hole. We dug into the hole. It led to a cave. Pass.
No,
That's true.
It's legit. There's a hole that led to a cave.
True.
Who are you gonna popcorn to?
Next up, we have got Zagrax. Name anything you remember.
There we go.
There were a lot of ghosty demons that
Ugh.
were very painful.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Ghosty demons that seem to have some insights into your party when they
Oh
died.
yeah, they blathered stuff when they died.
Oh yeah, they said a lot of really judgmental things.
Irilyssa, what do you remember?
I remember cowering in the shadow of Kellamvor,
Yeah.
Good
god
memory.
of death, and they were like, "No, we don't want that." Until the big one that looked like actually looks like my Shan showed up and was like, "Hey, get out of there!"
Mm-hmm.
And started
Started
to...
making the flame disappear.
Vulwin, what do you remember?
Oh, I remember that all of these ghostly specter things were because Tahko took a key on the top of like a.
I don't remember that.
And I remember that one. And we found where the key goes to.
Oh yeah, we needed that key,
Led
right?
to a door. Yeah, it turns out we needed that key, which doesn't justify what happened. Not really. But I guess. And yeah, we opened the door, and there were some people hanging out inside with the crystal.
And I think that probably leads to Elora. What do you remember?
I guess going in order, the people that were behind the door were the guy that eviscerated Elora when we first entered this like creepy area, and my Shan with like a weird Charlatan crystal in the middle of the room, and we gained a truce with them or an agreement of some sort.
They didn't kill us.
Yeah, they didn't kill us. The bright ones are being bad. The other people, the black suns, are also being bad. We're gonna try to stop the bright ones from being super bad and like embedding themselves with Charlatan in their skin. But before we got out of there, Tahko decided to just drop all of Elora's secrets like off to Maya Shan, letting her know that Itawash is a person who was trying to keep a low profile, or genie, I guess, not person. I guess genies are people. Yeah. And now we left alive, so that was cool. And I think we ran into a silver dragon born at the end of the session.
This is where we're going to roll initiative, right?
Yeah.
And on that note, you do indeed emerge blinking into the sunlight as you exit the hole in the ground and then through the underground cavern thing with the stream in it. Emerging in the ruins of Bryn Shander, where, stumbling around, you recognise a familiar dragonborn that is indeed Zagrax. So Zagrax, at this point, you can now switch back into being Zagrax if you wish.
Hooray!
Hey.
Our boy is back.
He's
We'll
back.
see how long it takes for him to notice us, though.
Right.
Where are those guys? Quick, everyone stealth.
We don't have to stealth.
Roll perception, Zagrax. Yeah, let's see if you notice them.
Yes.
That did not update. Good to know.
This is to find out if it's a new Zagrax or if it's the same Zagrax we know and love.
I wonder if he knows which town he's in.
Probably. He did like spend a lot of
I
time in
have
Bryn
been back
Shander.
for all of 2 seconds.
Yeah, but it's changed.
Welcome back.
Oh, you wrote it to me.
Yep.
Yes, you do notice them with that. Or rather,
yeah.
not necessarily notice, you smell them.
Yeah,
Ugh.
exactly. Yep.
Oh.
So, as you'll come out and probably, what is it, Vulwin and Tahko have the highest passive perception.
Yeah.
So, you notice that it's less of Zagrax looking around as more of him like smelling around. And then he, once you enter the past the threshold to get out of it, he like almost immediately smells you and turns around and sees you. And everybody can probably see this. One of the first things you notice is that he's got a very large scar across his right eye.
Oh,
Is his eye still like open or
Yeah.
closed or?
It's still
is it-
it's still open.
it's still functional.
Yes.
Okay.
But he'll turn and look at you.
Oh, there you guys are. Been looking
Whoa.
for you.
What? What are you doing here?
Well, I was done with my training, so I was coming to meet up with you, and turns out that there's a lot more stuff going on here than I thought there would be.
Well, hey, stranger. I like your scar.
Oh, thanks.
That's it.
As he like reaches up and touches it a bit, kind of like still like it would still hurts a bit. And then looking closer, you notice that it's not just one scar. There's actually a handful of them. So there's 3 other smaller scars. Looks like a claw mark went and just raked him across the face.
Well, you shouldn't have tried to date my sister. It's just what it is.
He'll just kind of like look at you like no.
Vulwin's gonna walk up to you and he's gonna look right at you and be like, "Well, looks like you found yourself. Now let's go get a drink before you get assassinated."
The last time I got a drink, I was almost assassinated. But
Yeah.
you're not wrong.
Can we
I just
just
wanna
find
try
an
to-
inn?
And,
Yeah. Does
I'm
it
really
still
happy
exist?
to see you, Zagrax, but I feel like I look like a shriveled grape right now.
They were judgmental ghosts.
they call
As
those
as you
raisins.
say that, Zagrax finally like actually like looks at everybody and is like,
What happened to you? You all look, except for Vulwin, all look horrible.
Grandpa looks okay, I think.
Yeah, he's fine.
Yeah.
And
He's still
it is
like
noticeable, like Elora and Irilyssa in particular are like super gaunt, like they've been starving almost for some time.
It wasn't my fault.
It was.
It was Tahko's fault. They were ghosts.
It was
Zagrax
definitely
like-
his fault.
Zagrax will look at Tahko like when he says that, and then look at just kind of like in turn look at everybody and be like, yeah, no, it's Tahko.
Yeah.
Not much has changed since you've been gone.
Well,
My shan
hasn't
is
been
running
that
like
long.
a cold, or not a cold. I don't know what it is.
Well, a counter
That's a
cold.
bit of a change.
Counter cold? Yeah.
I think she's
What's a-
keeping busy.
Counter cold.
Against
Yeah,
the bright ones.
we're kind of some trouble.
Yeah, that's why they were out to kill you. Surprised you made it here.
Wait,
Yeah,
who's
we
up?
made a
What?
truce for them to not kill you.
Yeah. Maybe non-aggression pact.
Nice.
Trouble, how do you mean? Beldora asks as she pads over to where the rest of you are.
Oh, hi.
No, hey.
Hello.
The Black Suns are down there. She'll like point to the hole. Or at least what's left of them. We killed a lot of them. They were
Almost all of
ghosts. They made me, and Irilyssa and I look like crap because of that. My shan's down there with some spooky guy that tried to kill me. She has like a massive chardolin and she's trying to purify it. That's what I remember.
But you've dealt with this threat then, I assume.
Well,
Kinda.
mostly. At least for the time being.
They may not be the threat.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
problem, the reason why they're retaliating is because apparently the bright ones are embedding their skin with chardolin. And it's causing problems. I assume.
Take a
And
deep breath.
the so-called Dark Ones have been pulling the Chardolin shards out of them? Is that why the bodies were so eviscerated?
hmm
Yes. They're by any means necessary kind of people.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Yeah. any of your Bright Ones followers who aren't doing that kind of stuff are caught in the crossfire. It's a little indiscriminate.
So you left Mishan and this other one alive. Why?
I don't think I could have done anything right now.
I don't want to kill them because it sounds like they're still trying to do good stuff, just in a bad way. But if these other Bright Ones turn out to be major trouble, then they're going to be important, I think.
Why does it not surprise me that you don't want to kill people in a murder cult?
So you
Never
think
seen
that they are
Gomez.
less of a threat than the Bright Ones are? So where
Well,
does that
Mishan-
leave Bryn Shander?
Oh,
Between the light and the dark.
yeah.
More towards the dark, I fear, she says as she looks around at the ever-present darkness that's just engulfing you all.
Yeah, well, sometimes the darkness is shrouded by the light.
Well, I can see that you've certainly had a struggle. You are welcome to rest at the town hall, or what remains of it, or there may still be a tavern or two open.
Anywhere safe is fine.
Mm.
The safest place would be in the city centre with Duvesa and I.
Okay. I will go there.
Okay. I'll lead the way.
Like looks at Irilyssa. Are you gonna join me?
Yes.
Okay. You guys can do whatever you want, but I need to rest. I'm getting help.
Not whatever they want. Don't give them that much power. Especially him.
He's not looking super great either, though.
Nah, I've been dead
Yeah.
before.
So have I. It's still unpleasant.
True, but we're doing better off than them.
Have all of us been dead?
All three of us.
Nobody but Vulwin has been dead.
As far as I know, no.
I don't know
Nope.
about that.
Woo, Reaper Club.
Just like adventurers to be talking about the last time they died. Anyway.
Alright, let's go.
And Beldora turns half to return towards the town, but before she does, something seems to catch her eye. And she quickly makes her way past you guys, crouches down by the entrance of the building that you'd just come out of, and starts with a finger just rubbing away some of the dust from the little icon that you guys had found when you found this building. And she kind of just nods to herself, glances up at you all again, just under her breath just says, "Interesting find." And then she rises and starts leading the way towards the town centre. And it doesn't take you too long to come back. She seems to be treading more around the back alleys. This is definitely the rougher parts of the town. It is really quiet. There are not a soul stirring as you walk, and at the outskirts you can kind of see some of the torches glittering through one of the alleyways that she's about to go through, and she just puts out a hand and just looks towards you, Zagrax. You sure?
I'd like not to, but I don't think there's any way around it with the state the party's in.
We can hide you in one of the buildings out here if you wish.
I look back at the group.
What are your thoughts on everybody knowing that I'm here?
Mm.
Everybody I've talked to here has been looking for you.
Do you have a good story about where you've been?
We all said you were on a Messiah journey or something.
Yeah, a journey. Also, you killed the dragon, if anybody asks.
Yeah.
Just this time.
I think Elora's a god now.
And incidentally, what does Zagrax actually look like right now?
Forgot
Along
about that.
outside of the scar.
Yeah, you'll notice that Zagrax is actually, minus the scar, is pretty much back to exactly like he was before getting bitten.
Okay.
For right now.
Well,
We could always just put a hood over your head and hope they don't notice, though. It's not guaranteed to do anything.
Yeah.
Honestly, it looks cool. We should just roll with it.
It's not the. Well,
does he look as glowy
Why?
to us now? Or
Nope.
is the glowy gone? The glowy's gone. Oh, well, then Elora will say, well, you're not as shiny or as bright, you know, so maybe they won't notice.
Why
Well-
not give people what they want?
Yeah.
They're expecting you.
Maybe you can fix this whole cult thing.
Maybe you could weed out the truly faithful and figure out who's perhaps doing that shard embedding.
Yeah.
Or make it worse.
I'd rather not make it worse.
Well, if we sneak in, then maybe you could just announce yourself as if you've been here. Nobody saw you. You just arrived. You just showed up. Part of your allure.
Trying not to make it worse. Funny. That's what Nishan said as well.
Leading in public speaking are not my greatest assets.
Mm.
Well, you put us together, so you're 50% right. Or 50% wrong.
You're good at morale. I just don't know. I think there's just so many people. They're all interpreting things however they want to. I think your intentions were right, though.
Yeah,
Well, see-
well, good intentions that have don't necessarily justify the good intentions.
Well, it's your responsibility then.
Yep, make a choice.
Looking up thing.
Yeah, so am I.
It's like digging into his pack is like how to make the correct decision. He's trying to find the book.
Public speaking 101.
An adventurer's
Okay.
guide to public speaking. How to make
Yeah.
the correct decision.
Yeah. I found it. Okay.
Co-written by
We're
Tahko.
gonna go with that.
If you ever want to fake your death, I can help you out on that.
Thanks. Well, I guess I'll just go in, but I would rather not make a scene yet. So,
You can try.
To like go and pull up a hood over his head and try and hide, him as much as possible.
well, here goes nothing. Shall we go?
Sure.
I would like Zagrax, roll me a stealth check, please.
The
Get to share
first
with the class. No.
the first guy you run across. It's the bright one. Hey everybody, it's the bright one.
Bloody.
That first person is just Tahko screaming it.
Yeah. That wouldn't surprise me at all.
Nah, me neither.
Interesting. Okay. So you head towards the town,
All right.
following Beldora. And I need to find out how I can open my dice pack.
The
where's
real
silver?
challenge.
Oh no.
I've clearly rolled poorly
Mm.
on my open dice pack check. Rolls. Okay. So you do pass into town, and as you do pass a patrol of bright ones. Their leader holding a torch high over their heads. And as you go in, Zagrax, you kind of pull the hood a little bit closer down around your features and kind of crouch down a little bit. Sheltering a little bit in the shadow of Tahko is about the only person that's actually big enough to do that. And the patrol approach. The leader, looking you all over carefully, gives Beldora a nod and then just waves forwards. And the patrol passes by without a word. And then with that, you quickly come through the outer walls of the barricade. Beldora, again, just makes a small gesture, and one of the barricade's entrances is kind of shoved aside, and you're able to pass within. This time, the guard there is looking you each over a little bit more carefully, and does pause and hesitate as he sees you, Zagrax. Kind of gives you a quick glance over and then shakes his head, looks out towards the outer skirts of the town, barely giving you a second look until you've all passed through. Then you just hear the scraping as several chairs and a barrel are shifted back into the position of the barricade to lock it all off. And then with that, you're into the inner sanctum of Bryn Shander as it is. Most of the buildings here still very much destroyed. The low pang of smoke still lingers around the city, even though the fires are now long out. And you quickly make your way over to the lean-to, which Beldora and Duvesa had set up in the ruins of the town hall. And Beldora leads the way, pulls open the canvas and just gestures you in, looking around carefully as you enter. And within, just as previously, you got Duvesa kind of looking over a piece of canvas on which several figures have been arrayed, stroking her chin, gives you a glance as you approach. Ah, so you made it back. What news?
Oh. Elora will basically say the same thing that she had just said to Beldora.
Yeah, sure.
But, like, extra tired this time.
Well, it's no good that we're going to have two more factions fighting here. Town's close enough to a civil war situation as it is. But you look bloody tired, so go get yourself some rest. There's some bunks made up in the cells below, if you don't mind resting there.
Anything is fine. Thank you.
We'll keep an eye up here.
Will anybody else be heading down there at all besides those accounted for here?
Shouldn't be. We're pretty careful on who we let go down there, considering what we store.
Oh, yeah.
Which actually, Zagrax, you don't know, but the others do.
It's bootleg fireworks.
And you guys just go towards the entrance to the the underground cells. And as you go, Beldora pulls Sahazar aside and just whispers something in his ear, gestures towards the exit through the canvas lean-to. And he just kind of glances back at the rest of the party, shrugs, and just leaves.
Oh,
Bye.
bye, Grandpa.
Yeah.
Followed shortly by Beldora.
Oh, okay.
And with that, you make your way down into the cells. They're just open at the moment, and as Duvesa had said, there are several very, very makeshift bunks set up down there, basically just bits of straw with a blanket over the top. But for those of you who had been so affected by the fight earlier, you've not seen a more inviting bed in some time.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Yeah.
flop down on it.
Yeah, Laura is just gonna be like, good night. Just like find the corner and sleep. The corner of the bunk, I guess.
And with that, you settle down for the night.
And I would say, Highwind, Tahko still got the whole cask, right?
Yeah,
Sweet.
yeah.
I'll
I'm not-
offer Zagrax to join for a drink.
Well,
Yeah, I'll
we're
just-
gonna need it.
It's in my
Need it for
bag.
this.
Yeah, I'm still gonna be awake for a while. I'd love to hear the stories of what you went through. Over a drink, of course.
Well, yeah, there's gonna be some explaining to do with this one.
Because all of a sudden, Zagrax just kind of starts to fill out his clothes a little bit, and you just hear some, like, I don't know, for lack of a popping and groaning as he starts to get bigger and hairier. And after a little, nose starts elongating, and he ends up going into a more bear-like, somewhat akin to Swift Runner's form, as he ends up turning into a werebear.
Oh, this is much more comfortable.
Ugh.
Ah, so that's what you prefer then.
Wow, it's
got that under
easier
control.
to, yeah. It's much easier to be in this form than it is to be in the humanoid form, for lack of a better term.
Any problems with fire still?
So, oh yeah, that's something that won't go away quickly, but should have a bit more self-control.
As he goes and as he says that, you look down and he takes off gloves, and you just see that his hands, from the tip of his fingers up to like halfway up to his forearm, is just like the hair there is just like pitch black.
Mm.
Yeah. Can deal with fire better now, but
Good.
I think that will go away.
Yeah, don't need you turning on us again like that.
Shit. Agreed.
Already bad enough that this one's telling everybody's secrets to everybody else. He points to... I'm guessing you're right nearby, Tahko.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But he points directly to you.
Yeah. Not surprised.
Oh, the man of secrets is spilling other people's secrets.
Yeah.
Zagrax just kind of like stare at Tahko for a little bit, kind of judging, and then
Then, strange when you are.
Yeah, he hasn't changed.
No. Swift Runner might say he has.
Oh,
Had a bit of during the journeys. She had a couple of stories to share, but not my place to tell.
as he just kind of like stares at Tahko and then takes a drink.
We'll just go about to take a drink and be like, oh, see, here's somebody who can keep secrets. And then takes a swig,
My ears are burning.
looking at you over the top of the mug.
So I'm guessing at this point that Elora and Irilyssa are just out.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm assuming neither one of you even saw the transformation. You were just
Nope.
asleep.
Nope.
That's what I figured.
Nope.
I'm also out.
She's too tired to be happy that Zagrax is back.
Right.
Oh, they're gonna have fun in the morning.
Yeah, they look pretty terrible. They're, hopefully they'll recover some. Those, specters just look like they siphoned the life right out of them.
Hmm. That doesn't sound fun at all.
No, look terrible. Hate those things. Hate caves.
Agreed.
Too many.
Too soon would be if ever went into a cave again, but there's a lot of them around here, and I highly doubt we'll be able to avoid caves.
Well, as much as I can, I would like to. I don't like them anymore.
Agreed.
And unless there's anything specific, I think, he just trades stories with you about what has happened since you've been gone.
Yeah. Yep.
While drinking.
Pretty much.
And you spend another hour or so, Zagrax, you happy to be back amongst your companions after a trying period away. And Vulwin, ever watchful, ever vigilant and looking around, conscious of the fact that most of your party are out.
Yeah, half the reasons he's up is because Zagrax is still up and Zagrax has been gone for a while. Just gotta make sure everything's okay.
Mm.
But he trusts Zagrax, so.
Trust him not to Hulk out and eat us while we're sleeping.
Wow, let's not go that far.
But eventually the conversation does die out, and Zagrax, you start to get tired and eventually just lean back against the wall, closing your eyes for a moment like you've done several times, but this time you don't awaken, and Vulwin, you're just left there alone, looking out over the party.
Vulwin is actually, he's going to stay up for the whole night, actually. And when everybody wakes up in the morning, he's gonna try to grab a quick nap.
Okay. And you are there, quiet, listening out for the familiar sounds of Bryn Shander, which never really materialize. The town is quiet, even during the daylight hours, but now at night, there's virtually no sounds whatsoever. At one point, you do see the upstairs door open, and Ivesa kind of peers through, looks down towards you guys, and then quietly closes the door again, choosing to remain upstairs, because you did notice that she and Beldora had a bunk up there. And the night passes peacefully until eventually some of you start to rouse.
Yay!
Yay.
And
How
with
much
that,
better do we feel?
you
How
take a
much
full
better
rest.
do I feel?
You get all of your hit points back again, so you are restored fully to
Yay!
your maximums.
Oh, thank goodness.
I feel 57 better.
Right? No longer bloodied at max health.
But it was a long, long rest, and Vulwin, unfortunately for you, you were kind of stuck there for several hours longer than perhaps you'd bargained for. To the extent I would like you to make a con save, please.
Maybe you should doze off.
Yeah, he's gonna doze off. He's gonna grab a quick nap. Where's con save?
I'd say Zagrax would probably wake up
I gotta set it.
relatively normal time.
Hmm.
Even though you do
Seven.
doze off, it is quite a lot later than you'd perhaps hoped, and you do suffer 1 point of exhaustion.
Yeah, as expected.
Jeez, you're so lazy.
Yeah, if I do doze off, I'm going to make use of the Deft Explorer feature for that one. Grabbing a quick nap while the rest of them are awake to try to shake that exhaustion off.
Sure. You won't get a full rest, but you can have a short rest for sure.
No, yeah, he won't get the full rest, so he won't have, like, I think spell slots work the same way. Those won't come back, but that's okay. He's still decreases that exhaustion as long as he gets a small nap. He's tireless. He's always ready to go.
Nice.
And yeah, slowly the rest of you come back awake, finding the rest of your party still snoring away. Vulwin, huddled by the entrance, kind of slumped up against the doorway, his head just up against it, still asleep.
I never want to go down there again.
Well, at least there's no more people to kill us, and stab us with poison stuff.
I think there's plenty of people, but maybe not those people.
Well,
A
yeah.
little too early in the morning to be talking about that, isn't it?
No. Being stabbed is our profession.
You're not wrong.
Are you still in wolf form?
The bear form? Oh yeah.
Bear form, sorry.
So
In
yeah,
my
at the
head,
moment,
I'm thinking lichen.
Zagrax does look like a draconic swift runner, basically.
Oh.
Yeah.
Actually, don't think Elora will say anything. It's just pretty normal at this point.
Irilyssa just kind of sits up, like rubbing her eyes, kind of looks at Zagrax. That's different.
Mm.
Oh, yeah, just a little.
Yeah, what are we gonna do with this?
Well, you passed the test, right? So you're good.
Yeah. If I didn't pass, I wouldn't be sitting here.
Yeah. So we don't have to do anything. Zagrax
Well,
already did it all.
I mean, look at him. He's
Yeah, but he didn't look like that earlier.
yeah, but I mean, what are we gonna do with all the bright folks?
Oh. That's a whole different thing.
Yeah.
I suppose they worship the bright bear now.
The bright bear.
I'd rather they not worship me at all, but since time has passed for that.
Well, if you keep amassing followers like this, perhaps you could ascend to godhood. Like our dear Elora.
I don't know what's come of that.
That's the second mention of Elora being a god. What did I miss?
Tahko shenanigans.
No, I think it was Vulwin.
Oh, that's
It
right.
It wasn't me this time.
Vulwin told all of Tourmaline that I'm a god now. I don't know
about
why.
I do believe he just said demigod.
Demigod. Oh, wait, you knew that? Oh.
Oh, I didn't know that. He just said it right there that demigod, not god.
Oh, he did?
What are you talking about? Vulwin's still asleep.
Man, Vulwin's so lazy. Get up, Vulwin. It's wake up time.
No, let him sleep. It was a really long day yesterday.
I mean, I guess, yeah. For those of us that got slapped around by ghosts.
He still helped.
True.
Okay, so I guess I'm a demigod. I don't know what that means. But at least I didn't start a cult on accident.
I mean, he may have started one for you.
Oh no.
Yes, I
Started
imagine
cults.
Oris would have joined it.
Hmm.
Ugh.
Nah, he strikes me as too smart to be the culty type.
The full one's gonna get up from the door and just be like, "You guys are being so loud this morning."
Sorry. Do you want us to leave? So you can sleep more?
Oh no, I'm good.
Hmm.
Well, I'll go see about acquiring us some sustenance. If Irilyssa will get up and I don't climb out of this area.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I
Try
mean,
and find.
you can just head up the steps and you find Duvesa still asleep, snoring quite loudly from one side of the room. And casting around, you do see that there are various sacks of rations, basically, just tucked away in the various corners of the tent. It's clearly doubling up as a bit of a storehouse as well.
Irilyssa gonna try her best to make a nice breakfast out of rations.
Okay.
Hey, where did Grandpa Dragonborn go?
Away.
What do you mean away? He was down here, wasn't he? He came back with us. We didn't leave him in the caves.
Yeah,
Right?
He walked away when we were in the tent.
Yeah, he
Then walked
followed
out
us.
Oh, okay, good.
here. Yeah, and then he stopped following us.
Oh, why?
That's how that works when somebody walks away.
I guess. But, all right. Sure, you want to talk to Zagrax here?
That old man, why would he want to talk to me?
Mm,
Yeah, he hardly talked at all.
That's true. He didn't really say anything at all.
yeah.
Not surprising. But Swiftwater wanted to see him and do something. I'm not sure what, but so only trouble can come from that. I'm willing to bet.
Yeah, I mean, he's good at what he did, but he was a jerk.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He saved my life. I'm not going to be that mad at him.
he was very competent.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not bad. I'm just saying he's a jerk. You see, he kind of like rubs his nose a bit.
Maybe. That thing that tried to kill me was a bigger jerk, in my opinion.
Gone for 2 weeks and y'all almost died.
Yep.
Oh yeah, speaking of you dying, I'm gonna cast Death Ward on you.
Thank you. That's great.
What do you think? You throw some salt at her and be like, "Don't die."
Don't die.
Yeah.
What's in my eyes? Like, oh, don't worry, that'll ward off the spirits.
If you can't see them, they can't kill you.
That's how it works. Clearly.
That which you cannot see cannot hurt you.
That's why you just fight while closing your eyes the whole time.
But while that's going on, everybody else would have gone up the thing, got out before Zagrax, and Zagrax would kind of like peeked his face out, and then before any of the door opened or anything, you'd see him like close his eyes, and you just hear the creaking and popping of like bones shifting as he goes back and gets shorter and leaner back into his dragonborn form.
Oh, breakfast really sounds good right now.
And as you make your way up, the cloth table has been, or the cloth canvas has carefully been put aside on the floor, and Irilyssa has taken over that space of the tent and just laid out various jars of jams and things like that. 2 or 3 loaves of bread of questionable staleness, but it's edible. And
Oh, if she thinks they're like starting to go bad, she'll just do purify food and drink on them.
okay.
Let's do it.
I'm going to say it won't use the actual spell. I mean, it was questionable. It wasn't bad, and it's easy enough. You just kind of do a little bit of sparkly stuff.
Throw some glitter on it.
There you go.
No.
So it's a little bit
Oh,
glitterly
on it.
when you see the bread there. It has a bit of an inner sparkle to it. And then there are a couple of hunks of dried meat as well.
Exciting.
Well, I did my best.
Thank you.
Mm.
Yeah, looks good. Thank you.
And there's also a couple of mugs of watered down mead that you can also have. And you do tuck in, and after 2 or 3 minutes of noisy eating, Duvesa lets out a large yawn, like, ah! That's food. Good, good. She just gets up, pulls the blanket over herself as she can, lurches over to where you guys are and butts one of you aside and just grabs one of the hunks of bread, gets some jam, spreads it on with some of the dried meat, sticks the dried meat on top, and
Efficiency.
Yeah, it's got an interesting spice on it. I don't know what this is.
don't know, but it tastes good.
Yeah.
And the glitter, interesting touch.
Is it fresh from the moon?
Secret.
Oh.
No, it's a great.
I could tell you, but then I'd have to kill you.
Well, I've had enough of that, so.
Hey, Tahko, start asking.
No.
So, what are you going to do today?
Oh.
I was thinking just nap until afternoon.
Mm.
It is almost afternoon.
It is probably about 10:30 right now, yeah.
Okay.
Maybe 11.
Well, we probably... Well, I don't know, Zagrax. What do you want to do about the problem?
The problem.
Oh,
It's
I'm
a
not
problem.
even quite sure if I know what the problem is.
It's cults.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, yeah, but
The problem's cults.
Yeah.
What I understand is some of your bright ones have started partaking of the shardling they should have been clearing away.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's the issue here. They're embedding their own skin with it, which is causing the Black Suns to, rip it out of their skin.
It shouldn't be too hard to find them then. They'll have all kinds of wounds up their arms or wherever they shove it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we just going to have mandatory self-harm checks?
Ask
I
their
mean-
leader.
Is there a better way, Zagrax, that you could think of?
I have been in the middle of the tundra mountains, but
And
for
you also
2.5
started this.
weeks.
I mean,
Yep.
you could try to just have a public service announcement again.
Vulwin claps you on the shoulder. Well, you've had plenty of time to think then.
Yeah, I've been kind of busy with other things.
Like what? Staying alive. So if we...
Uh-huh. Do we know if it's all of them, or is it a select subsection, or what?
Subsect, I think.
It seems like it's not all of them. We did talk to a couple that seemed okay. But who knows, maybe they were indulging in the Chardolin too. And we just didn't know.
Well, who's been kind of in charge of them since we left? Has it been you, Devesa?
Oh, the bright ones, no.
We talked to him earlier. He's like,
The one who stepped up after you left was one called Corin Hooksaw. Took himself up in one of the old barracks, refortified it, and that's where they call their headquarters right now.
And you've met this guy?
Oh, aye, a few times. He comes in here to the centre, makes sure everything's still stable, and seems to keep himself busy making sure the patrol's working on time. I must say, he's proven pretty competent.
So maybe they're not all, you know.
Do we go and just talk to him first? And
Well-
see what his thoughts are on it?
Do you remember the commandments you set down for them?
No?
Well,
They probably.
I think they would, considering they're I think mostly ex-guards.
No, the ones that are in charge. Based
Yep.
on what you said, Zagrax.
Something about
Zagrax.
crystal bad, listen to the guards, help
Yeah.
people, something to that effect. I see no reason to think anything
We're,
like this
we're
would
all in
happen
it
with us.
together.
We're all in it
I
together,
think
yeah.
was what you said.
Mhm.
I mean, was I wrong?
Like I said, I don't think you had bad intentions, but they're interpreting it however they want.
Mm-hmm.
Anywho, should we talk to this guy, or should I just announce the fact that I've come back to everybody, or I would really rather not do that?
Yeah, we know you'd rather not do that, but you know this is your child now, and you have to be responsible for it.
Yeah, responsibility. Some people need to take responsibility for their actions.
Zagrax.
Just like looking at you with eyes narrow. Like,
I do not want to hear about responsibility from you.
You already heard it plenty from my sister, I'm sure.
Anywho, can somebody go and just bring this, whatever his name is,
Corin?
kind of in charge of stuff, and bring him over here? So we can at least talk to him and see if he's okay and how high up this whole embedding Chardalin thing goes.
well,
Sure.
if it's at the top and you talk to him about it.
Well, then we're just gonna have to go from the top down. But if we can do it somewhat subtly, or have him point us in the right direction, save us a lot of time.
Right.
I mean, you're a literal god to these people. I'm sure you could ask them anything and they tell you.
Yeah,
Those-
and well, you see how well it went last time I talked to him.
Those that embed the Chardalin in them, are they automatically corrupted by it? Do they put in them because they're corrupted by it?
I don't know. Why are the Black Suns going after it?
Aren't
What's
they
so
tempted by the
specific?
power or something?
Yeah. I mean, it is intrinsically corrupting. There's just
Yeah.
a chance that it screws you up every time you touch it. So maybe they touched it and they're just pretending to be worshippers of you, but they're actually serving oral.
Or someone else.
Well, whoever's controlling it.
But didn't the bitch queen use mind control through crystals or something?
I mean, they're all
I
kind
think
of
I
one of the
remember
same.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, a lot of bad actors.
Who's in charge of the crystals? Who's the crystal boss?
One points to Zagrax. Yeah, I think it's him.
I'm not in charge of the crystals.
If you were in charge of the crystals, then it'd be okay that they're injecting themselves with.
Well, for the most part, the bright ones do bring any crystals they find back here. That's why we've got the lockup downstairs.
Except for the ones
Right.
that, you know, they're touching and then embedding themselves with.
Right.
Yeah.
So I mean, for that reason alone is good enough to go and get them to stop doing that and get it out. But was there anything
Yeah.
else that was other than just embedding Chardolin in themselves?
Well, what I'm saying is when people touch the shuttle and they become corrupted, who's controlling the corruption? Who do they work for when they, turn?
I don't even know how. I don't know how it works.
That's why we need to talk to the person.
Yeah,
Do you
that
know where
sounds
we
like a
could
good
find
idea.
them at all?
I mean, Garen's almost certainly at their home.
We could just go
Yeah,
there.
I'd rather not walk into the headquarters of the Bright Ones.
Yeah, no, we'll send somebody over and say, hey, we've got a surprise. Come on back to the tent right here.
That's not...
I'll do it. And then with that, Duvesa just gets up, goes over to the flap of the tent, pulls it open. Hey, Ralph! Ralph! Go get Corin, would you? Shuts the flap again, just goes, sits down.
Perfect, thank you.
That works.
Thank you.
Can you still do the shiny bright one stuff to de-corrupt people?
I don't even know how I did that in the first place, so I have no idea.
Well, that's kind of the focal point of your cult. So if you lose
Yeah.
that power, it's really, really bad.
Just, come up with a reason why you may not be doing it right now. Maybe you're traveling incognito.
Yeah. Maybe you're going through some spiritual change. No, don't say that. I don't know.
Yeah, don't give them reason to worry. Give a reason to invest more faith in you if that's the case. If you're trying to find confidence, seems to work for all the other religions.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't want them to think that you're some kind of false prophet and they want to destroy you.
Yeah.
My channel already wanted to kill you, so yeah, we don't need that.
I mean, those that are corrupted in the cult might actually want to kill you anyway, so you might be attacked by your own people.
Well, not really his own people in that case.
Well, yeah.
We're comforting
I mean,
Zagrax so
Did they
much.
ever really follow him?
They followed his shadow, I guess.
You're making me feel great, guys. Absolutely
Good.
wonderful.
Well, yep. Welcome back,
Well,
Bright
yeah.
One.
We're just giving you time to think about what you're going to say.
I'm
Yeah.
really happy you're back, though, and I'm glad you're alive. I knew you would be alive.
Like the fate of all of this
Yeah.
town and your own life is resting on your shoulders. What you say next?
Welcome back.
Mm-hmm.
We can always skip town and go. Oh yeah, we gotta go to the Sea of Moving Ice to find a book.
Yeah, but then this whole place could just be destroyed by our absence and negligence.
Have
No,
you
I
seen
know.
this
I'm just
place?
telling Zagrax. That's our next plan after whatever this is.
Yeah, but the guilt that would weigh on him ever after of this town getting destroyed because of his inaction would probably weigh on him worse.
I don't know if you walked around this town, but it's already kind of destroyed.
That's true.
No, we're rebuilding it. We've done it before.
Yeah,
You are.
you're doing great.
And with that being said, I should probably get back to ordering those slouches about. Oh, good luck to you. If you need me, just holler. I'll be around somewhere.
Okay.
Thank you.
With that, Duvesa gets up, the blanket still wrapped around her, just heads to the tent flap and then disappears outside.
See, that Zagrax, that right there, that's how you demand an audience. That's how you take action.
Walk outside with a blanket. Gotcha.
I mean, where does a cape? It works.
It's like powerful. Yeah.
I'm gonna need another drink.
Me too.
Not this watered down stuff. He just pours it out and walks back down to the basement to get more of the other stuff.
And yeah, there's still a bit, well, actually there's still a fair amount left in the tankard. I don't think you were up drinking that late.
No. There'll be a lot of drinking.
Yes. Yeah, easy enough to get a refill of the good stuff. And it is noticeably better. I mean, the watered down mead you just had was obviously good mead, but it was heavily watered down, as morning mead usually is.
It's passable mead at best.
So are you just waiting for Corin's arrival, or is there anything else you need to do?
So, Zagrax, you want to run some things past us? You want to try out what you're going to say?
Yeah, brainstorm.
Yeah, give us your speech bullet notes.
Best I've got is something to the effect of there's some form of cancer inside of the bright ones, and we need to cut it out.
Phrase that very carefully. Very carefully, considering how drastic they took to your last commandments.
You might turn them into the Dark Sons.
Or maybe they'll just start cutting out their eyes or something, you know? Who knows?
Or, maybe the corrupt ones will start cutting up the ones that aren't.
Mm-hmm.
Why does it have to be so complicated?
Mm-hmm.
It's because people want stuff, Zagrax.
Any ideas?
Maybe you should say that no one should ever touch Charlatan, and it should be pulled together in a big lump and then either destroyed or purified when we find the means.
I'm pretty sure that's kind of what I said in the first place.
What?
No.
It's kind of what you said, yeah.
Well, the problem is less that what Zagrax said. I think the problem is less what he said and more of that people are being mind controlled by these crystals.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. Oh, yes. They were trying to gather them, but if they're not careful, they're probably going to get mind controlled, right?
So it's possible that it's not even what Zagrax was saying. It's just whatever influence these crystals have.
Yeah.
Which, assumedly, is your mother.
Maybe.
Or Arl. Both
I mean,
bad.
I think most of us here have been hit by that and then come back to our senses, but it was just a knee-jerk kill everybody before.
If it's embedded in you, perhaps it works differently.
Great.
You've handled the crystals the most, Tahko.
No, I'm just kind of good with it for the most part. I am very strong-willed, you may have noticed.
Okay. That doesn't help the rest of us.
Oh, I know.
Well, the best I know is the ones that were collecting it back when Zagrax got his new name. They tried to hook me up with those crystals. So, I guess I tried to peddle them around.
Huh.
Sounds really shifty.
Oh yeah, it was. It wouldn't let me even see him. Wouldn't let me even talk to him. They failed.
I don't know. I guess we need more information before we can just make a decision.
Yep.
Yeah. And this guy seems like he's pretty with it, so hopefully he's not.
Eel.
Well, that.
Who knows what he's with?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hopefully he's on the level. Let's find out.
Yeah.
The goat ball's in your court.
And a couple of minutes later, you hear Duvesa cry out, "Ah, Corin! There you are! Got some visitors that wanted a word with you. They're in the tent."
I'm gonna shift around at the table just so we're all sitting to like the side and
We all like go sit behind Zagrax.
yeah.
And the tent flap is gripped open, pulled aside, a head pops in, and that's where we're going to take our break. So we'll be back again in 5 minutes, I think.
Yeah.
And then we shall resume and see what the hell happens. So 5 minutes, everyone, and we will be back shortly.
Yeah.
5 minutes to initiative.
Yep.
All right, let's bring it back in. Boop. And we are back in. Okay, welcome back, everyone.
Yay!
Now, if you'll remember where we left off, the curtain was being pulled back, and a new face peers through, one that none of you would recognise.
What? Not those that met him?
You've not
No.
met Corin before.
We saw him on patrol, didn't we?
No.
No, that was a different person.
I just saw somebody.
Okay.
In
Okay.
fact, give me a second. Can I put this up on stream? I wonder. What would be the easiest way?
I thought we actively went out to find him while he was patrolling.
We just tried to find
That
a
was
patrol.
Captain Reuben, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, who's like in charge of dealing with everybody's like.
He's named after delicious sandwiches.
Yeah, agreed.
Right, as soon as I work out how to share this, I will do so. Which would necessitate remembering that I'm using Edge, not Chrome, because Chrome runs like garbage.
Why don't you use Firefox?
Firefox is what the Twitch stream has.
Oh. Wow. Okay.
You know what, I'm just going to put it into Discord. That's going to be the
Right.
easiest way. I'll stick it in the Digital Dragons channel on...
You can also try Brave browser, and I think DuckDuckGo has their own browser now too.
There's a lot of options.
Not really.
There's a
I
couple.
named like 5 right there.
Is there a way
Look
to
at us.
share this? Sorry, I'm messing around with things, trying to see if I can find an easy way to do this. Image dot. Okay. Browse. It's not in pictures. Documents. D&D. There it is. All right. So it's actually on stream right now. This is Corin. That's what he looks like. And that's the guy that pokes his head through the through the canvas entryway. What do you look like at the moment, Zagrax?
My normal self,
Okay.
the humanoid form.
What's your normal self?
Yeah, humanoid form. As well.
Right.
I heard that somebody here wanted to speak with. Boy, yeah, it's you, isn't it? You're the bright one.
Yeah.
Shh, 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 shh.
So they say.
Oh, right. Sorry, you're the bright one.
Yeah, if you could just come in and sit down real quick.
Right, right. And with that, he pulls off the weather-worn bandana he wears, like rings it between his hands. The curtain behind him just falls in place, and he just makes his way over to the table and kind of stands before it like a penitent almost, with the rest of you seated on like the other side of this table, just looking at him.
Oh, jeez.
How can I help you?
Well, I hear that you've taken over running things around here as of recently.
Well, the other brothers and sisters look to me for guidance from time to time. I wouldn't say I'm running things. We're just holding the home, so to say, until you returned.
Well, heard that you've been doing a good job. Duvasis had good things to say about you.
I'm glad to hear it. We've been bringing the Scheidel in when we find it, and she's been locking it away somewhere.
Which I'm glad to hear. and that's what I was hoping that everybody would be doing. So glad to hear it. However, I have heard that had some run-ins with a group called the Black Suns and had some attacks recently.
Those bastards. Did you see what they did to some of us? Properly eviscerated. Had to bury the bodies right quick before the wives saw them.
I did not see them myself, but I've heard of what happened. It's not good. But my companions here have gone and pretty well dealt with the group. So hopefully for at least the time being, shouldn't have any more issues.
Oh, I'm very glad to hear it. It's not been best good for morale, knowing that if you're on night patrol, you might not return. We know what we signed up for, of course. It's going to be a dangerous thing, but not like that.
True, and a lot of people around here are glad that you're stepping up to the plate and helping, because obviously the state of the town is not ideal as it currently sits.
I'm just trying to do what I can. I know that the Black Swords in East Haven were a positive force keeping order after all of the tragedies that befell that place. And when I moved here, and after the dragon came, it was only right that we tried to do the same.
Agreed, and again, very much appreciate it, and been doing a good job. Again, from what I hear, so good. There is one thing though that concerns me that my companions learned recently, and it seems that there's a handful of the Bright Ones that are not returning the Shardolin that they find.
Right.
And what's his face look like when I say that?
Roll insight.
I will too.
Go for it.
I like that he was like, right? Yes. We all roll an insight.
Two of you. And
Oh,
Tahko,
wow.
that was an excellent roll.
Yep, I rocked it.
What did you roll?
It was 2 GM apparently.
Yes.
Oh.
So,
The rolls aren't going through.
Well, yours is.
yeah,
Yeah,
Tahko did it
yours
to
This
GM.
roll came
It's
through.
fine.
Okay. Not showing up for stream.
Mm.
Oh, that's probably because active windows are messing up again. There we go.
Yay!
Ah. There we go.
Okay, it's there. Cool.
So what do we get? Oh, you're typing. Okay. Good.
So yeah, I have answered.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, like I said, it's something to note that some are not returning the Shardolin that they find, and in a more disturbing note is that it seems that they're embedding it in themselves. I just want to reiterate that there is the Shardolin and these crystals are very dangerous,
All right, that's why we all carry these gloves. And he pulls out a pair of very heavily used gloves out of his pocket and waves them. The first commandment that you set out was... Well, actually, it was do not offer crystal to others, but the second one, that was only handle crystal with gloves on. And we're very careful to make sure that happens.
Good. Like I said, it is very dangerous to be handling it, but like I said, it seems that some are, well, not specifically necessarily handling it, they are embedding it in themselves, which any form of contact with the crystal is not good.
I mean, that's fairly obvious from when the dragon were here.
Yeah, that's...
I have heard that some of the ordinary townsfolk have taken some of these crystals for themselves as a curiosity. Maybe... He pauses for a moment. Yeah, there might be something going on.
Please, do share.
Persuasion.
From the bright one, he needs to roll.
Is he
With
get
advantage.
advantage for being his literal
Okay.
God standing in front of him?
That's a fair point, with advantage.
Okay. Math. Really?
Don't you just have persuasion? Just click on persuasion.
Yeah, but I have, because of stuff, that it's not what it should be in the current state,
I
so
see.
I had to, yeah.
Let's
Well,
go.
That's not how it would
digital
roll
convenience
anyway. It'd be 1d20 plus 6 plus, and then another 1d20 plus 6. But
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
you got a 12. That's
You got a
fine.
12,
That's
yeah.
great.
I can work with a 12. There is one lad, eccentric. The others call him. He's been trying to use the crystal to find other crystal. If anyone were to know about misusing it, it would be him.
Interesting.
He's one of those noble types. Don't really take orders from no one. We tell him, of course, it's dangerous. We make sure he wears the gloves, but we're no army. It's not like we can dish out punishments.
Mm-hmm. And I'm assuming since he's, like you said, of a noble type, he's not staying the same place as everybody else, or is he?
No, he stays in the home, same as the rest of us.
Okay.
Usually keeps to himself downstairs.
Have his methods worked at all yet?
Not that we've seen.
Hmm.
And we make sure that he can't ever have too much of it. The bulk of the... Well, all of the Chardolin that we get goes here. If he's smuggled some, he might have.
Okay.
He's just the most likely.
Makes sense.
Zagrax will go and turn to the rest of the party.
Did I hear correctly that those who had it embedded in them had signs of some form of self-mutilation? At least around the scarring of where it was inserted?
To put it in, yeah. They would.
Oh yeah.
Okay. And was there any specific place that seemed common?
I saw the mutilation firsthand. Was there any particular spot where...
Usually places where clothing would cover it. So like upper arms, chest,
Yeah.
The buttocks?
possibly.
The
Yeah.
body we saw was like disemboweled.
Yeah, but that's because they were digging to get to it.
Oh.
I assumed there was scar tissue also around where all the cuts were.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So I'll reiterate that.
We could demand a search of everyone's arms.
Yeah, and we might end up having to, but I'd rather not tip our hand quite yet. Just at the very least for now, keep an eye out for anything of that sort.
For sure.
Hmm.
Will you be
I would like
joining
to
us at
speak
the
with
home? I know the other brothers and
Uh,
sisters are eager to meet you, Bright One.
At some point, probably, but as of this moment, I'd like to keep my presence here on the down low. I don't want the group, in case they have nefarious thoughts or the crystals been corrupting them, to quite know that I'm here yet.
Those with the crystals of turn might try to assassinate the Bright One.
Assassinate the Bright One over my dead body.
Mm.
And for the first time, like, he's really starting to, like, stand up and pulling his shoulders back, like balling one of his fists, looking around.
That's the danger of the crystals, is they turn our allies against us.
We did see it during the dragon attacks. Makes sense, that would be what they do.
So,
But if they were to take over the Bright One's people, then that would be just the most destructive influence.
And the Bright Ones are those who have shown that they can resist the effects of the crystal. If there's some kind of corruption spreading within, that's dangerous.
agreed.
Right.
And we believe that's what's causing the Dark Suns to attack as well. The cuts that they do are pulling the crystals out of them.
It's true. It's dangerous for them to keep the crystals in, not only because of corruption, but because while we did take out the Black Suns, if they do reemerge again, they're only killing the Bright Ones because they think they're embedded with Shardlin.
Those bastards using Shardlin like that. What evil are they concocting?
Well, embedding it in them seems to attract the Bright Suns, leading to the
Yeah.
death of everybody with them.
Well, in some ways, I guess you could say that we've been doing too good a job of taking it off the streets if the bastards are taking it from the corrupted ones, using it for themselves.
It's true. At this point,
Assholes.
though, I think it would be... We'd like to speak to the... Did you call him the eccentric? Does he have a name, or is that what everybody calls him?
Oh, of course, sorry. Yeah, his name is Reynold. Reynold Whitfield.
Does he leave the basement very often?
He'll do his patrol as he's supposed to, but most of the time he spends down there.
Okay. And I assume others go down there too. It's not like he's got some secret laboratory down in there or something.
No, that's... And with that, he looks almost guilty as he kind of licks his lips and looks around a little bit. He doesn't even have a lab. It's weird, but I've never really chased it up. I should have done more. I'm sorry, Bright One.
He's, for all intents and purposes, up until this point, he's been trying to help locate more crystal. There's no real reason to think that he was doing anything nefarious, and he might not be doing anything nefarious, but it's interesting that he's claiming to try to use crystal to find more crystal, yet doesn't have anything necessarily showing that he's like workbench or anything of that sort.
Has he been successful?
No.
No.
Not at all. Not a little bit.
No. All of the crystal we still find is mostly buried in the ruins.
Mm-hmm.
Usually we try to have some bright ones there if rubble is being cleared, just to make sure none of it gets tossed aside with the other rubble.
Good.
And just, have you been keeping track of how much Chardlin he takes in? Does it seem like he just takes in more than he gives back out? Or is it not really tracked?
It's not really tracked. It's
Oh.
He's one of the bright ones. He's one of us.
Yeah.
Why would he lie about this? Why would any of them?
Yeah,
Well,
why
you
does
know.
anybody lie? But if possible, would you be able to bring Renault over here so we could talk to him about everything? Just tell him that we're interested in his research into trying to find the crystals.
Of course, but the more bright ones are summoned here, the more people are going to cotton on that there's something going on.
True. Is there some other...
Well,
oh, go ahead.
if I may, they do know the Dawnbringers are in town. Pretty sure that's common knowledge.
True.
As disciples of the Bright One.
I can go and get him.
Keep in mind that if you do find that some folks have these embedded in them, they might be working for, evil. But that's only because they're being corrupted. If they could be held and the crystals extracted from them, then we could return them to their own minds.
And their minds are pure, otherwise they wouldn't have joined us.
Exactly. But the crystals taint everything.
That's why we labour like we do. I'll go and get him for you.
Thank you.
With that, he pulls the hat back down over his head, gives you all a bit of a nod, like gives you a half bow, Zagrax, not really knowing how to do that, and backs out of the tent, almost taking half of the tent with him as he does. Eventually finds the exit, still not having turned around away from you guys, and gives you another bow and leaves through the tent flap.
Oh dear.
Maybe you should have opened with him, rolling his sleeves up. Just a hunch.
You make a good point.
Although he did seem to get riled up by the assassination mentioned, so he seems to be, his heart's in the right place. Best I can tell.
Mm-hmm.
He's a weird looking one.
And you're not.
No, I'm normal looking. Humans are weird.
Was there anything else you wanted to do in the interim, or should we just fast forward?
I just gotta set up a pitfall trap underneath the for the next game. No biggie.
Set up a buzzer. So you just be like,
Maybe we have enough engineering. We can rig up a lie detector.
I think it's okay to meet people here, but if something were to break out, I don't want to destroy, the semblance of, a town
tent.
I don't
that they
think
have.
I don't think even if they're corrupted, one person's going to attack the lot of us. Instead, they'd come back later at night and assassinate him.
I guess.
That's just practical.
Well, okay.
All right, so probably about 20 minutes later or so, you hear Devesa again outside. Yeah, they're in the tent. Just go in. Thank you very
We were
much.
just chilling out.
And the tent flap is opened, and this time another gentleman enters. And I'll see if I can bring up an image of you. Change picture. This is this guy. Reynold is Whoosh, that guy. On stream again.
Ooh.
Now I've heard that I've been summoned here. What is it? My goodness. The Bright One. It is indeed an honour, sir, to be in your presence at last.
I hear you've been doing some research.
Ah, you've heard of my quiet endeavours. Yes, indeed. You are familiar with how divining rods work, yes?
Yes, at least passingly.
Well, it was my hope that using other shards of Shardlin, of course, properly ensconced outside of one's gloved hands, and with that he kind of wiggles his fingers, which are indeed in gloves, we would be able to use strips of Shardlin basically as a diviner to lead us to other pieces of Shardlin. So far, with little success.
Unfortunate.
Indeed. However, if one of your esteemed intellect has any concepts of how we may detect Shardlin in greater quantities, then we are, of course, standing by and ready to serve however you wish.
After all of that, I'm gonna insight roll as well.
Go for it.
I'll join into that. 2d8.
Typing.
Mm.
You tap on the keyboard.
Um,
Yeah, we've been also trying to find ways to track the Shardlin, but so far don't have much luck ourselves. Maybe if you went and told us what you've all tried up to this point, we can hopefully find a solution. You want to take a seat?
Yes, of course. He swaggers over to the table and takes a seat, and then grabbing one of the pieces of dried meat that was still left, he carefully tears it in half, holding it between his gloved fingers. Well, we've tried holding it like this and wiggling it around a little. We've tried holding it out like a bit of a knife and gesturing slowly. We've even tied two pieces of Shardlin together to see if they could work as the divining rod generally works. But unfortunately, we have not yet found a piece that directly resembles naturally how a divining rod is usually crafted, I guess one would do. Who knows what the artisan's function. We could try to carve it, of course, if one had a large enough piece of Shardlin, but so far my colleagues have been rather unwilling to part with larger chunks like this.
It also takes extreme heat to modify it.
Oh, it does. Interesting. And how does one come through this heat? I'm guessing that a simple campfire is not sufficient.
No. I'll pull up my lantern. I use the heart of a dragon.
Yes, would that we all had access to such resources.
it's kind of not really a thing anymore, but you know.
Well, it still exists. It's just much smaller than it originally was.
Yes.
Easier to carry, no doubt.
Much.
Must have been a very small dragon.
I don't know. We only found its heart.
Well, knowing the small parts that I do about anatomy, generally the larger one's corpus, the larger one's heart. So if there was a heart of such standard, then clearly the beast, if he follows the laws of nature, would be rather smaller.
Ah, it does not, though. It was much larger. But as its magic was drained, it shrank.
Oh, I see, yes, of course. If it were a magical beast, then... curious.
Mm-hmm. I thought so, too.
That may well... I wonder if one were to put magic into Shardlin, whether it would grow in similar stature.
Magic into Shardlin is what's been causing all of this trouble to begin with. That's how the dragon that attacked us came to be.
That would make sense. That was clearly a beast of some nefarious craftsmanship.
Mm.
You seem to know your way around speaking about magic.
I am myself... No. Please do not get me wrong. I am not trained in the arcane arts. I am simply well educated.
Mm.
Study for some time down in Neverwinter, don't you know?
Mm.
I don't.
No, I'm not sure you would.
Never been.
It is quite the city. Much larger, of course, than the hovels that one finds around here, but the family seat is up in Icewind, so I had to return after my father's demise.
Oh. Sorry.
Yeah, it was some time ago, and now his wealth is mine, so it has its perks. He was an arsehole anyway.
Okay. I didn't say that out loud.
You sure?
Could I just get a read on his surface thoughts with detect thoughts?
Sure.
He's thinking, I'm evil, I'm evil, I'm evil.
He's thinking, I know so much more than them. These are all idiots. That's what
I really liked his. You wouldn't know, probably.
Yeah.
Like eh.
One's like, I don't, so I don't care.
Yeah, right. That's what he said.
Okay.
Is
cool.
It's probably exactly what we're all thinking is their surface thoughts.
Yep. Okay. She's just
Think
gonna
for yourself.
smile and sit back in her chair. Like she doesn't want to say anything else.
It sounds like he's less likely to be worshipping the Bright One and more worshipping his own farts.
Well, they do have a certain fragrance.
Oh, I hate it here. Okay.
You're conducting the interview.
Right.
No, do you
You're in
want
charge here.
No, just...
Okay.
Maybe we should.
Unfortunate that none
No, go ahead.
of your efforts have been able to work to find more Shardlin, but I will say that your companions turning over the larger piece of Shardlin is a good thing, as Shardlin itself is a very dangerous substance.
No, naturally. We saw what that beast was able to do when it was flying overhead, turning countrymen against their own folk. And with that, his countenance kind of falters for a moment before he lets up a big smile again. But such foibles were of course overcome in due time and through personal skill. And from what I understand, the beast was vanquished.
Yes.
And yet its corruption remains.
Yep.
Well, wounds do tend to take longer to heal.
Mm.
Is true.
Well, so long as we never see its ilk here again, the more Shardlin we find, the less likely such corruption is to be. So, do you have any further advice or suggestions, Right One, for how we can progress in this? I am very eager to hear your wisdom.
Unfortunately, at this time, our best option is to just collect it. Through some of our research and adventures, have come to learn a bit about it, but unfortunately, at this point, there is nothing that we know of that can remove its corrupting influence. So, for the time being, it's best to...
Yes, decide for yourself. Please do not eclipse your own great achievements here. You are the one inoculation that we have against such effects.
True, but unfortunately, even my abilities do not purify the Chardolin itself. They can just remove the effects of it.
And then if they were to still be in contact with a Chardolin, they would take them over again as soon as they were out of the Bright One's presence.
Which is why the Chardolin must be removed. Indeed.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Which brings me to our next point and last point. My companions here went and dealt with the Dark Suns, who were terrorizing the city here recently.
Ah, jolly good show.
Yes. And they came across the tidbit of knowledge of that it seems that there are Bright Ones that are ignoring the somewhat of the second commandment of not to touch Chardolin without gloves, and have embedded Chardolin in themselves.
In themselves. It's madness.
Indeed.
To what end?
That is what, unfortunately, we're not sure. Nothing good can come of it, for sure. And we are not so sure as to why, but my companion here saw that a couple of the more mutilated bodies of those attacked had scar marks of embedding Chardolin, it seems, into themselves. Mostly our upper arms, chest, anywhere that's normally covered with clothing.
Upper arms, chest. That would make sense if one were trying to hide such travesties.
That is what the Dark Suns were seeking. My theory is that some may have accidentally been exposed, but then once under the influence of the crystals, buried them within themselves to maintain that influence. And now they walk among the followers as unwilling traitors.
And this is indeed a disease that must be rooted out.
Yes, however, the hearts of those corrupted are still pure within. They just aren't of their own control. If your efforts were to prove fruitful, then we would be able to identify them quietly, discreetly, and then remove the taint from them without any loss of life. That's why your work is so important.
Well, so far it's been seen as, frankly, something of a trifling by my companions, but if I had the appropriate resources, perhaps some more alchemical methods, we may well see more success.
Well, resources are always in short supply these days, sadly.
Quite.
But we'll see what we can do.
I would, of course, be quite willing to put up the resources myself. Unfortunately, our manor was one of those structures that was reduced to rubble. And thus, those particular resources are not currently at my disposal until I, of course, extend a line of credit with Neverwinter.
Yes.
Well, for the time being, I'd like to just have you keep an eye out for anybody who seems to be scarred or some sort of their upper body or somewhere that's normally hidden. But here soon, I think I'll make a visit to the home and say hello to everybody and try and guess we'll just have to meet this corruption head on.
Of course, you would be more than welcome to join us there. It is, after all, the place that you instructed us to set up. When you said that we must go home, we created one.
And you have done a very good job. I've heard great things about the work that everybody's done, so thank you.
We did it in your name. My thanks to you for all of the efforts that you have expended for the greater good of Bryn Shander and her people. Now,
It's a
was there
bit
anything
late.
else, or should I return to my research?
It's a bit late for this, but I would like to. I would have liked to have done an insight check and reveal that people were embedding Charlene in there.
Sure, give me a insight check. Okay.
Nailed it.
I'm just going to say, you find him very hard to read. He clearly has an arrogance and a confidence that could cover something, or it's an arrogance and confidence because he believes in what he's doing.
Or he's just a prat.
Or he's just a prat.
No, thank you. That's all for now. Thank you for your time.
Of course, my time is yours. With that,
If I may,
Yes.
before you leave, hasn't been said, but I hope the meeting here with the Bright One may remain discreet, given what we've discussed.
Of course, such meetings should only be amongst the inner circle regardless.
It's good to have your trust.
And my discretion.
Mhm.
And then with that, he gives you another look over, just to make sure there's nothing else, and then the slight nod to you, Zagrax. He turns and leaves the tent smartly.
That man was an asshole.
Well, he wasn't
Well,
insulting anybody.
Flaunting a
He thought we were all
Neverwinter
idiots.
education like it's something to be proud of.
No, like literally, he actually thought we were all idiots. Like I read his mind.
Oh, all, including the bright one?
I mean, I think that that's obvious just from the way he was talking to us.
Yeah,
He was.
He's not in. I'm pretty sure that he's not entirely on the level with what he's doing as well.
Yeah, I agree. He tried to use meat to pretend to be crystals and try to explain it to us that way. I thought that was kind of laughable.
Yeah. However, he might be keeping his research secret, but it doesn't necessarily mean that he's corrupted, just that he's arrogant.
I think he thinks he's doing something really good, but I don't think he's doing anything.
Possibly not. No.
Well, yes, what he's trying to do can be simply done with a locate object spell.
Yeah.
As someone who studies magic, I think you would know that.
Well,
He
he
should
doesn't
have known
study
that, in
magic,
fact.
he studies alchemy, which is just
I mean,
all I'll say about that.
it might be possible to create a magical item that specifically seeks out Charlene. That would be invaluable if he could
True, but
figure
you're
out
not
to do
going
that.
to do that just holding crystal.
Yes, I know that.
Irilyssa picks up 2 pieces of meat and starts mocking him.
Vulwin snickers.
I mean, perhaps he is more adept than he is at explaining. I mean, certainly that's true of Zagrax.
Yes, it's unfortunate that his arrogance gets in the way of any of his talent.
Assuming he has some.
Yeah.
Talking to individuals doesn't seem like it's going to be the best method for this.
No, I was just hoping that we could find something of some use without having to go and, for lack of a better term, kick in the front door and see what we find.
Well, again, we
Well-
didn't ask to, check him in any way, so for all we know, he has Charlene embedded in him.
That's
Well-
true.
Although I don't think
I
a strip... conducting these interviews starting with a strip shirt search might not be the best thing, but
I was
They-
thinking,
Agreed.
actually, Tahko and I coordinated and did medical checks of everyone.
That's true. Bright One approved.
Right when approved, Duvesa approved. I mean, anybody who would have a problem with it would automatically have doubt casted on them.
true.
I guess that would be fine.
It's a little dishonest, but
I mean, not really. We can actually...
You'd
Check
you'd
for
actually,
health
you'd
reasons.
actually do check.
You could actually do both. Check their health and their...
Considering the current
Charlene.
state of the town, it wouldn't be the worst thing to have couple of people who know their way around. Might as well
All right.
take a look at them.
Well,
Yeah.
let's get Juvesa back in here and start organizing that.
Okay.
Also,
I'm gonna do it for
I
the
will
whole
say,
oh, go ahead.
Or just
I will. Just one thing I want to say: it's not entirely trustworthy. There's nothing saying that someone you check today can't be embedded with Crystal tomorrow.
True.
That's true. But
Yeah.
finding people who are embedded now. I see what you're saying.
We don't really know what's going on, how it's happening, if it's by choice. All we know is that he really seemed interested in crystals. I mean, wanted as much as he could get. So
I mean-
maybe that's academic, maybe that's not.
Yes,
Who is it
surprised-
though? Crystals are nice and shiny.
Not interested. I'm not interested.
No.
Also, it was said fast. Did you say that you could locate this crystal with the use of a spell?
Yes, Tahko did it.
Yes, however, I would be able to locate the closest crystal. The spell is useful for finding a specific amount or a specific shape, but just finding any old amount. If I was inside the barrack, inside the home, I could cast it and then find the closest crystal.
Could you have done that with him sitting right there? If there's
Um,
crystal at him or on him?
Yes, unless anybody has some in their pockets or on them, then that would shine
like-
first.
The bunch that you're keeping in your bag.
Exactly. Wait, no, I deposited all that, didn't I?
no.
Yeah, I did.
Still
Oh,
in
no,
your
no,
inventory.
No, I did, didn't I?
I think you deposited the
Oh.
major amount.
Well, there's
Yeah.
still some in your inventory. If you deposited it, then take that out.
Okay. Well, I unchecked it, so it's still mine. I still want it back,
Oh, yeah.
but it's elsewhere for now.
I assume that's how you have the soup
Mm-hmm.
in your inventory too.
No, I don't have the soup thing. What I have is I have the Witch's Cauldron lease.
Oh, you get the lease. Nice.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
yeah.
Oh.
It's true. We could get more corrupted later. If I were corrupted, I would simply turn the crystals into spear tips that break away, so I could stab somebody and then pull the stick out, and then it'd be stuck in them and corrupt them. But I'm not doing that. But assuming they haven't figured out how to corrupt others as easily, we just have the current people that we need to vet out.
Also, I would also like to
Interesting
take
theory.
a look at when I was working in environment, see if he isn't hiding something down there.
And
But
have you?
during his research, it doesn't seem like there'd be much to hide.
True. However, I'm concerned if we do find someone that is corrupted and remove the Chardolin from them, can you purify them still? Can you still do that? That is the crux of your religion. What do you mean?
I don't have any idea what I may or may not have been doing in the first place.
That checks out.
Well, I hate to say it, but maybe one of us should be stripped down and bound up and touch the crystal and
No.
see if you can. I'd rather do it under controlled circumstances than
I would
you're
rather
saying
find
that if-
somebody that's embedded with the crystal and interrogate them first.
Yeah. Sounds like a better idea. Especially if he can't.
I mean, we know how it works when someone's simply touched the crystal. We don't know how it would work with somebody that's been embedded with it. So that's adding multiple variables to this.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think
we
we-
don't inflict it on ourselves.
I think it would be good to simply test what the conditions that we've already had before first. I can
wanna test
understand
it
how
on
people make
us.
them. Yeah, I understand why that would be bad.
Especially when there's clearly other people that are already under the influence of the crystal. Clearly,
None that we know of, though.
no, but we can. If we just
Weed them out.
go,
Yeah.
if
All
we
right.
just go to the Bright One's place, can't we find them? Probably.
Sure. And then what?
I don't know,
I'll
but
cast my spell, and then we figure out who it is. Then we're like, hey, we're gonna borrow you for a minute, and no one ask any questions.
I guess
Well,
they're not going to if the Bright One wants to talk to them.
Yeah, but they're going to ask all kinds of questions about the Bright One.
look, if we were to determine those kinds of people who had that shard embedded in them, and Zagrax, the Bright One, was able to bring them in as some kind of special occasion, select few. Well, there's two things. One, we'd get the attention of any other ones that might be collaborators. So you might notice some people acting weird about it if they notice that all the people that also have crystals embedded are being brought away.
Hmm.
And then we'd be able to talk to those people as well. Figure it out. You could use your powers to find out if they actually have it embedded, and we could deal with it then.
Hmm.
I don't know. I have no way of locating this on my own.
Right. I can cast spells to find the individual crystals, and Elora, you might be able to read the minds of everybody around that would have some kind of harmful intent towards Zagrax.
Oh, actually, you know what? That's a good idea.
Hmm.
Have them, Zagrax, have them retake a new oath.
Hmm.
Something related to the crystal, something that would make it so that they'd have to be truthful to you on their mind.
Hmm.
But if Laura can't read, if they read their minds, you can figure it out, right?
I can't read the whole room at
Okay,
once.
one at a time, right?
Something eloquent and well thought out.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, just one at a time. We only need at least one person.
I can try.
I still like the medical checkup plan.
Yeah. I mean, if we do find one through a medical checkup, we could be like, uh-oh, we've got to get you to surgery real fast. You've got a egg infection. We've had those before.
That's true.
I don't think that's a common thing.
But the thing is,
I
should we
know.
do medical checks for the Bright Ones, it kind of would go a lot faster. Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't mind doing medical checks for the entire city, but we can start with the right ones.
Okay.
Well, they seem to be handling most of the patrol and guard duties if we expand it to them and any of the other guards who'd be around. Also to see if it's outside of the Bright Ones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Plus, as you said, we could always visit that workshop of that person who just came here. If we really want to get a closer look at what he's working on, what he's doing. I mean,
You'd even
it didn't
never
sound
went
like
there.
he had much of a workshop. Yeah.
Plus, we could also do the medical checks and have it outside of the home in some neutral area
Yeah.
that is isolated, so that we don't have to worry about.
We might want
you're dealing with people overhearing or anything of that sort.
to find the cleanest building in town that still exists.
Yeah. Good luck.
But
We can go.
Zagrax.
Hmm.
Oh no, go ahead. Go ahead, Elora.
Oh no. But you go ahead.
Oh.
I have nothing.
I think you should have a good story ready. Something that would explain why, if you happen to either be attacked or have to attack somebody because of the crystal, and they get struck down, that it doesn't look like their god has just struck down one of their own. Cast a lot of doubt.
Not wrong.
I mean, just good stories in general.
Yeah, just might want to have it prepared so you don't say something.
Off the cuff.
Right.
We're dumb.
True. Anybody have a piece of parchment and a pen?
I'm sorry. I'm just really imagining you after you struck this guy, I'd be like, hold on just a moment. Let me get out my notes.
Tinderbox.
As you read, it's
porridge,
like,
rations,
this person was
roast.
a non-believer.
Um,
No.
Duvesa probably has some if I don't.
I mean,
Alright.
looking around, this room has plenty of bits of parchment and one or
Yeah.
two pens and ink.
Timer's kit, cyanide,
Yeah, just say
We
you
have-
need it for
we have poison daggers.
peacekeeping.
poison dash. Nope, I don't have parchment. Or a pen.
I have 5 candles. Does that help?
Wands of the damned wizards. I don't know if that'll help.
I like
don't
that
have
we
one of
become your.
those.
I like that we're your PR team and secret police.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
We all know how it went the first time.
Yeah, it's really not hard to find pen and paper in here.
Yeah, you found
Yeah.
it.
No, okay.
Okay.
Can somebody go? Does somebody want to go get Duvesa and we start the run her through the checks and what our plan is, and then I guess I'll go and make my appearance.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, she is trustworthy, but I guess you should run through first for her.
Well, yeah, she is kind of the de facto leader of the town. So,
No, she's the legitimate leader of the town.
well, yeah.
So you're going to go and call Devesa in?
Yeah.
I'm not. Yet.
So much for that initiative.
I'll
Yeah,
pop
let me
my
just-
head out. Is she milling about?
Get your butt in here.
She's just playing hoop and stick out in the middle of the road.
No, she's with 2 or 3 others, like talking amongst themselves, pointing at different areas of the town, like looking down at 1 or 2 notes that they've come with.
Okay, then rather than yell at her or just wave, I'll get up and walk over.
Okay. Now, if you go and check those buildings over there, I know that some of them were ruined. You might find 1 or 2 bodies under them, so make sure you're primed for that. And Tahko, what can I do for you?
Yes, we had an idea that might help out the town, and we wanted to talk to you about it back at the tent.
Of course. Well, you 2 louts don't need me. Building's over there. Get to work. Let's go. And she follows you back to the town hall.
All right.
So, what can I do you for?
We've had an idea that these people have buried Charlton in them. We can, Irilyssa and I can do medical checks on the town, starting with the bright ones. And in those checks, find the self-mutilation.
Are you sure that they'll submit themselves if they know they got telltale injuries on them?
We'll make them mandatory. I mean, or at least, that's a good question. I don't know why
I don't see
anyone
any
would.
reason why anyone would want to, even without me saying that they need to, would want to go and turn down a checkup from one of the Dawnbringers.
Well, it depends how you sell it to them.
Yep.
Yeah. If
Yeah.
we needed to, I suppose we could always use, you.
If you just go up
Right,
to
yeah.
someone and say, you, medical check now, they're likely to go, why? But if you sell it to them as we got some of the foremost medics around that are interested in making sure that the well-being of the town is well cared for, then their own self-interest is likely to play into it.
Right.
Yeah, but
To receive
If-
the renewed blessing of the Brightwood.
Yeah, or, well, more like, just like, the town was destroyed, you might be sick. These are really good medics.
the thing is that would apply for the general populace, but for those that have intentionally, corrupted themselves with Charlton, that's still not a good reason for them.
They'll still say no because it's incriminating.
Exactly.
Those are the people who out themselves.
Yes.
Can't be 100%. Some people may just say no just because they're not interested. Or they feel fine.
Especially the older folks. I know how stubborn they can be.
Yeah. That's why I think it should be somewhat tied to faith.
Well, if you need the infrastructure set up for it, I'll gladly support you. But this one's on you.
The other angle is just we tell, what's his name? Corin, that we need to do mandatory checks, and if he orders it, the bright ones will maybe defect, but they're less likely to.
Is there any kind of disease that I know of that could very subtly spread until it gets out of control? So we would have to legitimately check everybody?
Roll me a medicine check.
All right. Medicine. 13.
And then I'm going to roll a real-life medicine check to see if I know any such things. I'm going to say that none that manifest in the way that you want it to. I mean, there are always post-traumatic... I'm not just going to say post-traumatic disorders, because that's something completely different, but injuries and afflictions that can arise through stress. Some people will just try to ignore aches and pains just because there are other things to be doing, particularly after such a tragic loss. So the most likely would be untreated injuries.
Yeah, but that's still not enough to make sure people come in. No, maybe
especially because if they're untreated already, then they're probably not going to bother about it now.
Yeah. We should probably announce that we're doing it for untreated injuries and that we want to check everybody just to avoid the risk of disease, given the amount of unburied still that remain. That's still a risk, right?
I mean yes.
Did they... Yeah. Because, I mean, they're still taking apart these buildings that have been downed, and they're still... I imagine
finding
corpses in them.
Yeah, you literally just heard Duvesa saying that, so yes.
Yep. So I think that would be a legitimate reason to try and make sure no one's getting afflicted by corpse rot or something.
You can certainly try.
Iliris, do you have any ideas?
I don't know anything that would manifest in the way that we need it to. But going off the angle that the corpses pose a danger to public health and safety is probably the best option to go with.
Yeah. I mean, if we don't know of anything that could spread subtly, likely no one else does, we can simply say that there's some kind of disease that can spread subtly.
Yeah, something that might have been spread by the Dark Suns.
You can always make it up. You are the experts after all.
Yeah, we could just deceive the entire public for our own purposes.
It wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah.
I can neither confirm nor deny that.
Now we're thinking like a government.
Oh dear.
I still think it's not a bad idea to think about receiving the blessing of the Bright One again. Renewed vows.
The thing is, I don't want to take it into a magical direction.
I don't... do we want to reveal that Zagrax is back in town?
Zach is back.
Zach is back in town!
I mean, I don't think we necessarily do. But we
I mean, that's up to him.
After all.
Right?
Unless I just say that we haven't received word from him that he's completed his spiritual journey, which I did mention when I came into town. He was out on his own pilgrimage. He was searching for something. Maybe he found it. Maybe it was making sure the town's faith was renewed.
Maybe it gave him a really badass scar across his eye.
There is no maybe on that one.
There's nothing saying that the Bright One has to be back into town for this to be a possibility. I'm just saying that's what people want here. They definitely ask after the Bright One everywhere I go.
Yeah. as doctors, are going to get questions about that too.
You're the dog bringers.
Yeah. All right, let's go bring some light into people's lives. I think we have a good enough plan to shoot for it.
Okay.
Okay, so what's the plan?
All right, so Devesa will set up a medical thing with a waiting room. When I'm in there alone, I'll just cast the spell to see. Well, actually, I don't even need to do that. We'll just call people in one at a time, and I'll check them. But in the meantime, while Irilyssa and I are doing medical duty, everybody go and announce, hey, due to the possible risk of disease, due to all the dead bodies, everybody needs to have a medical check to prevent the outbreak of a plague, and to double check that everyone's taking care of themselves. And we'll start that with the Dawnbringers because they're so dedicated to helping out the town. Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, and we should probably get a list of all the townsfolk if we can. Basically, do a
Census.
Who's
a
alive?
census,
Yeah.
and check them off as we go, just to make sure no one slipped through the cracks.
Most of the town's records were destroyed with the dragon attack. The only thing I would know is a list of those who have died, which would be in the catacombs of the temple.
Well, that's fun, but how many people in town do you think are still alive? A few thousand?
No, far fewer. Hang on, I have a list.
It's like 500 or
Yeah, I think it was like 450 or something like that. This place was decimated.
yeah.
Well, that's an afternoon of work then. It shouldn't be too hard to make a new list.
There's a lot less people. True.
350 survived.
Oh god.
Okay.
Well,
The tiniest town.
as
Yeah.
is, I've said my piece. I leave it up to you, Zagrax, to say what you think is best for the people that follow you.
Mm-hmm.
It seems it doesn't matter what I say, it's how they want to take it.
No, it matters what you say.
Yeah. Really does.
Yeah.
I mean, it's both.
I mean, from even outside of this whole thing, having the whole town get a checkup is not a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, at worst, we still end up doing some good, even if we don't find any people with it embedded. But,
I mean, if you were to walk into the home of the followers and make a loud proclamation that there are corrupted among you that have embedded Charlotte in them, then I wouldn't be surprised if they all just stripped naked and started tackling the ones that have scars on them.
yeah,
That's a method.
And
not have
those who
that
don't
happen.
comply would also be attacked under suspicion. You'd have everyone turning against each other.
Yeah, it'd be very, drastic and sudden, but maybe effective. Who knows?
I fear that Tahko's need to create chaos is clouding his judgment.
I'm not saying it's a good idea. I'm just saying it's an option.
Oh, we know it's not a good idea.
Yeah, I know too.
I
Really.
think it's fine. And then, while we're having the clinic, we can take down everyone's names. So, then we have a census. It's like...
Well, if we can get a census before then, fewer people are going to object to a census than they are mandatory.
yeah, but there clearly isn't one, so...
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is it's going to take time to get all this set up. We can just do the census first,
I guess?
so we don't miss anybody.
Well, those who have something to hide, either
Yeah.
way, will be tipped off.
Really? Like, we're just going to get a count of all the survivors and make sure that...
We should probably just do both at the same time, to be honest.
All right.
That
Like I
probably
said,
wouldn't hurt to
I leave
ask
it up
if
to you.
Like, we can... Us that are not the doctors can walk around taking down people's names, and you guys can write down the names of everyone that comes in the clinic.
Yep, that could work. You could take down their names and be like, okay, please go to Clinic 1 or Clinic 2.
Yeah.
Plus, I have a feeling that the the bright ones would have some roster of their individuals.
That's possibly true. We
They might
didn't
just
ask.
know each other well
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
for who they work with.
We don't even know how many of them there are. We
Well,
would've
fewer than
asked.
350.
Yes.
But
Okay. Let's get on it then.
All right.
So what exactly are you doing?
Well, I'm going to go work with Devesa on trying to find a building that I can do these medical checks in,
Okay.
rather than like a tent. Someplace that actually has like a place that would work as a waiting room, and then a place clean enough to actually do like medical work in.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an investigation check with advantage, because Devase is assisting.
Yeah. All right. Public advantage. 18.
Okay. You are actually able to find a place pretty quickly. It's a former butcher's shop, and the butcher's carving room is remarkably clean, as it would have to be for treating meat.
Yeah, it's unnerving, but acceptable.
So it fits perfectly within your standard operating
It's
procedure.
true.
Business we're getting into.
And it even has like the main shop front area that could double as a waiting room.
Good. Awesome. I'll find some chairs.
Easily done. You just take a couple from the barricade, basically.
Okay.
Elora will honestly go around with parchment and start advertising that there's a clinic and the Dawnbringers are running it because we want to make sure you're not diseased.
Okay, go ahead and give me a persuasion check.
Sure.
Help her. with
You'll
that.
help me?
Do it individually, Irilyssa.
Okay.
Okay.
23.
Bloody hell.
Nice.
Do have a +6 to persuasion.
Oh, wow.
The person who's most persuasive here, I think, right?
Yeah, you should be convincing more people.
No,
More
actually, Zagrax is, but
Okay,
I'm
you-
the same, but
Based on past events, it is true. He did persuade an entire town to worship him.
whether they wanted to or not.
Yeah,
Whether
that's good.
he wanted them to or not.
a lot of
Within
the time. Okay.
about half an hour, you have the entire main course full of people wrapping around 2 or 3 blocks on the way in. You estimate that you've brought in about 390 people with your advertising.
Jeez.
Wow. Oh, so
Lord,
there's people have moved in since the destruction of the town.
I mean, word spread. Like, we're doing a medic check,
Yeah.
and apparently your doubts were completely misplaced because people are like, heck yeah, medic. So is the Dawnbringers. Heck yeah, I'm in.
Yeah, really. Yeah. Eventually, Elora returns and she's like, "It worked."
I guess I'll be busy for a few hours
Yep.
or a few days.
And the whole time she's taking down people's names.
Okay.
like
If they hand them out.
Tahko, give me a medicine check.
All right. Come on.
You want me to do a medicine check?
Is Irilyssa helping too? Yeah, you're helping with that part, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, setting up 2 different clinics so I could get this done twice as fast would be better. Oh, way to show me up.
It's pretty normal.
Hey, I'm a better doctor than you.
So you managed to treat about 25 people an hour.
Okay.
Okay.
Wait, each of us or
Total.
separately?
Total.
Total. Ooh, that's okay.
Yeah, Tahko, you find yourself being a little bit too in-depth, and it's really slowing Irilyssa down.
Ah, okay. Fair enough. I'm just trying to heal as I go, then.
So
You know what? I'll use up spells too if it'll help. People that are actually injured.
Okay, so what exactly are you doing?
If there are people that are injured, I want to heal them as well. So people that legitimately have injuries that they haven't messed with, I'll go ahead and actually cast Cure Wounds and try and prevent actual disease and take down names of people that need follow-up visits, stuff like that.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a D100.
All
Minus
right,
100.
that's fun. Minus 100? Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to get... Hang on. How would you do it where the lower the number, the better? Never mind. Just give me a D100. We'll work it out.
Okay. 19.
19's good. So there are a grand total of 19 people that need treatment of some kind.
Okay.
I'll say that a quarter of them would require magical healing. The rest you can do through mundane means. Go ahead and take off 5 uses of a healer's kit and 5 spell levels worth of magic.
I don't think I have a healer's kit.
In that case, it will all have to be magic. Irilyssa, do you have one?
I do, but I only have 4 uses of it left.
Okay, so it gets used up completely, and then it's 6 uses of magic.
Okay. I can do that. Goodbye first levels and 2 second levels.
Oh no.
Woo!
And then roll me 2d4 minus 2.
Okay. Four.
Out of those 19, 4 of them have a Chardolin issue of some kind.
Okay. All right.
How do we set up for that?
I'll take their names for now and just take note of it, and then otherwise treat their other injuries.
Okay. So usually those are people who took Chardolin physically to them from falling debris. You check them over, and none of it seems to be self-inflicted.
Oh, there's none self-inflicted so far. Okay. There's no indication that they're still have Chardolin in them or anything?
Those 4, one of them clearly does. The other 3 have had it removed, but are still mentally unstable due to the effects.
Oh, okay. Okay then. Yeah, I'll just take down their names and otherwise they're all hunky-dory unless they actually have other problems, because I don't want those that have been corrupted to get the idea of, oh hey, we're getting found out here. So
Oh yeah.
yeah, I don't want to tip them all off yet.
You can bring them back later.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Sorry, go on.
I'll basically say hey, you're this is fine. I'd like to do a follow-up check later just to make sure that you're eating well enough, because of dietary reasons or some other bullshit I'll come up with. And then otherwise, let him go.
Roll me both Irilyssa and Tahko a persuasion check.
Boy.
Persuasion. Not with advantage.
Yeah, I did great.
I did even better, just as well.
Based on what you said a moment ago, now this all makes sense.
So, Irilyssa, you're the one that's confronted with the person that actually has a shard sticking out of them still.
Oh.
They are dragged in by concerned family members, and they want absolutely no kind of treatment. They are raving at this point, virtually frothing at the mouth. And if you try to even reach out and touch them, they'll just start swinging at you.
Oh.
Then one of the others accepts the check over, but refuses further treatment. Is basically just saying, I'm fine. All of the voices, they're here to help me. They tell me that I'm fine. I don't need your help.
And
telling
Tahko
them
writes
that
that
they're
name
fine?
down and circles it a few times.
I'm just going to make a little checkbox and write crazy next to it and then check that box.
The third one, physically, as soon as he's like free of your initial administrations, runs out the door, gone.
Oh yeah. Okay, so I want to point out that I'm probably like hanging out in the lobby, making sure the kids thing. So if somebody runs out, I'll.
Okay, yeah, give me an athletics
Grab-
check.
Go into predator mode.
Hold on. Before he does that, do I notice
Yeah.
that this person's gonna bolt?
No, not with those persuasion checks. Like, he was very passive. He was like, yes, I'm here for help. I'm here for help.
Okay.
Like, there were people that were brought in by concerned family members, and as soon as they were free of the family and you, they were gone.
Oh,
He stole our magical Oxycontin. Get him.
So yeah,
Get him.
Vulwin, athletics check.
Let me check one thing real quick.
Sure. Digital Dragon rolls are back. Yeah, they are.
yeah,
right,
they
they
are.
really are.
Right? Oh, man. What is
Okay,
the-
yeah, I'll try to snag him.
Sure.
So you said it was athletics?
Yep.
Okay. 11.
So you manage to grab a hold of this guy's jerkin, and you start to pull him back, but then the jerkin just tears, and he's gone.
It's like, hey, are you okay?
What he's like,
No, I'm fine.
I'm like-
Get off me. Leave me alone.
Hey, here's
You're
your
just
jacket.
here to hurt us. You're here to hurt us. They're always here to hurt
Not at
us.
all. Not at all.
And he basically just tries to bounce off of you and then
Cool.
just dashes.
Cool. As he bounces away, I'm just gonna use Hunter's Mark. I'm just gonna
Go for
Hunter's Mark him.
You now know exactly where he is.
Wow. Stalker's mark? Is that what you're using?
Hunter.
Hey, you know. I mean, you know that'll last for that'll last for a little while.
yeah.
I'll just be like, you know, a couple minutes will pass, and then I'll just be, Elora, where's Elora?
Elora's just there. Probably
I'll say that Elora's, because a lot of this is going to take a lot of admin work, and also you're still spreading the
Yeah.
word.
yeah, she's
Like,
like
you've brought
sometimes
in-
doing crowd control, sometimes barking at people.
Yeah. Whoever else is standing guard, I'll just be like, hey, after like you know, like maybe like 5-10 minutes have like passed or something, and I'll just be like, hey, you take guard duty for a moment or whatever. And,
I mean-
and I'll just go try. To
I
take
could
that
just
person
picture Vulwin tracking this guy like on the rooftops, like he's Batman, and just leaps down on this guy. He's like, "Time for your checkup visit."
down. Actually, I'll step in after that has happened, and I'll just be like, hey, is everything okay? You know. With our 2 doctors, making sure everything's okay, because then the guy bolted out.
Yes, Irilyssa, are you okay?
Yes, I'm fine.
Yeah, you need me to go after him. I mean, like, I'm assuming this is just you and I in this room now.
No, it probably is a shared room. Like, I would imagine Tahko and Irilyssa are probably working. Probably, like, curtained
okay.
off, but you're both in there.
Okay, it's like Mash.
Yes.
You
Yes.
D&D thing. I saw someone running out.
Yes, he needs to be brought back so he can actually get checked. But for the meantime, send the next one in.
Sounds good to me. I'll see what I can do. He's gonna turn it low, walk away, have somebody else take over sending people in, and then he's just gonna off in the background, just go track someone
Yeah.
down, see what's going on.
Yeah.
Vulwin's like, it's time for my union break.
As you leave Vulwin, you do notice that several groups of people seem to be drifting away from the crowds that were coming in. Particularly those around from where this person just ran through.
Right.
Oh yeah, actually, if Elora's out there still, you know, talking to like getting people to come in nearby, I'll tell her what happened so she can change like narrative if she needs to.
Oh yeah. She'll be like, it was some people just don't want treatment.
They got some bad news and couldn't handle it very well. We're
Yeah.
all under a lot of stress.
Yeah. We all suffered from the Shardolin attack. Shardolin dragon attack. That's what I meant to say.
Roll me another persuasion, please, Elora.
We all suffer from Charlatan. It's very sad.
Turtle and dragon attack. That's what I said.
It was a lot.
20.
And
Wow.
your words are soothing, and people
Nice.
slowly but surely start to come back again. It's only today
Yay.
that they're going to be around, I've heard, so we need to make sure we get this done as quickly as we can.
Yeah. And then she like points
Well,
at the people that actually have like bandages or something. She's like, "Look, see, we're helping."
We're helping.
And you probably got
Person
good
walks
words
in
from
with
people
2
who are getting
legs,
helped.
walks out on 1.
Right.
Meanwhile,
With
Zagrax, what are you up
Vulwin-
to?
Okay.
He's just sitting on
hiding.
his dump.
I'd
Hiding.
well, yeah, hiding for now. And then mostly just trying to devise how to, well, depending on how things go with the checkup, what we need to do after that.
Give me a stealth check. See how you hide.
Oh no, I'm in the.
Oh, I
down
know.
in the-
Give me a stealth check.
Oh, no.
Oh.
You're gonna get a case where some person randomly walks in and is like,
Ha!
"Hey,
Ah,
my
nailed
God."
Oh no.
Oh,
We're back.
good job.
We're back.
So you are hiding in the town hall, in the centre of Bryn Shander.
In the
In the-
cellar.
You didn't say that. You
Oh.
just said you were hiding in...
I did say down in the cellar.
Alright, with advantage.
Yeah.
Perfect. So it's like somebody's like, "Hey, who's down there?"
Yeah, I'm not gonna be. just
Superman
sitting
comes
around
by.
there
Hey!
considering things.
I know that heat signature.
Yeah, see, it didn't help all that much.
Yeah, you're like you hear somebody come into the tent, and you hear something, and you try to move.
Ah, it helped. It so helped.
That's
Some
mirrored
of the
by
bright
three.
ones come in with
Sorry, I
with
thought
the
you showed a
sack of
19. I was
turtle.
like, "Oh,
It was a
No,
3.
It was a 3.
So it just
Oh,
beat the
and
2, but failed against the 8.
Oh, thank the Lord. That would have sucked.
So you do hear upstairs, "Hello? Is there someone here? Hello?" I guess they've all left. Alright. Footsteps disappear. That happens 2 or 3 times during the day.
I
And that
really
whole
want,
time, Beldora hasn't come back.
I really want Zagrax to just be like, "No, it's just the rats."
I think that
First
too would have
time he
been
has to
saying
stop
that by
himself from
accident.
saying anything, but after that, he's like, "Wait, that's a bad idea."
So you were saying, what else are you doing while you're hiding?
Pretty much just devising the plan of attack for going into announcing presence in town if needed, and going and dealing with the bright ones, assuming that nothing comes of the checkups. So,
Roll me a persuasion check, please, Zagrax. I know
I
you're
just
not there,
realised
but I'm going to see how willing the bright ones are to voluntarily show up for these checks.
I just
Finally.
realized that as he's hiding, he's probably hiding in like werebear form too. So if they run across
100%.
him,
Yeah,
it's absolutely awful.
yeah, that's why in the cellar.
Gotcha.
Hmm.
Okay, so throughout the day, multiple members of the Bright Ones also show up. They're clearly identifiable because they have the silver scale on their armbands. And actually, the first one of the group to show up is Reynold. So who is taking Reynold? In fact,
He's actually
Well,
the
Over
doctors.
at once.
Irilyssa, Tahko,
Yeah,
give me a
the
d6.
doctors.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
Doctors are too intimidated.
Two.
Boop.
Tahko. In walks Reynold. Gives you a
Alright.
bit of a smile. Heard you were doing free healthcare. Never one to turn that down.
Come on in.
Jolly good. Right, so, how do we do this then?
Well, I'm just going to check and see if you have any injuries, possibly
Ah,
ones you don't even know about.
yes, of course. And with that, he peels off his jerkin and then starts undoing his shirt. Pulls that
Okay.
open. As you can see, I am the picture of perfect health. Runs in the family.
any like horrible pustules like throbbing?
Roll me a medicine check.
Oh man. Okay, good. Oh, jeez.
You
Do I
check.
find all the drawbacks of inbreeding?
You check him over, and he winces slightly as you touch one of his shoulders and kind of pulls away a little bit. And you check the area over, and the skin there is flawless. Almost too flawless, considering how he just winced.
Okay. Yeah. You know what? I'll just cast it. I'm just gonna cast. Did I not prepare that today? Let me see. What's it called?
I presume you would, but
Locate object. Yes, I have one casting of it left. I'm going to cast locate object for Chardolin.
Okay. Give me
right
an
here, right now.
Arcana check.
Okay. Arcana. 11.
You cast locate object. You close your eyes for a moment to still the multiple targets that are in the environment around you. Most of them you imagine buried beneath bits of rubble, and you focus your attentions upon the man standing before you. It's really difficult to get a read, but there is a read of some kind.
Okay, great. Can I, like, focus it, towards the shoulder, perhaps?
Not with that roll. That's what you get.
No? Okay. All right, so I'll say, well, it seems you're not diseased. You're looking fairly well.
Yes, good. Sorry about that. Old injury in the old shoulder. Sometimes it plays up a little.
Ah, I see. Well, you seem to be the specter of good health.
Yes, I try to keep myself in good trim.
Very good.
So,
That's all.
nothing particularly wrong with me, Doc?
Nope, you seem just fine.
Glad to hear it. Right then, well, thanks very much for your efforts, as always. And with that, he buttons up his jerkin, gives you a final nod, and leaves the room.
I didn't detect it through his skin? Okay.
But you definitely detected something within him.
Some Chardolin within him.
Yes.
Somewhere. Okay. He must have lead in him, too. Okay.
It's very hard, because like when you did the locate object before, you had a precise object in mind. It was the claw, which makes it very, very easy to find. Here you're just saying Chardolin, and there are Chardolin dust frickin' everywhere, plus there are shards still buried. And it's like you're firing off a radar, you're getting lots and lots of hits, and you're trying to narrow it in. There was a ping, but against all the background noise, it is really difficult to make out. That's the best way to explain it.
Yeah.
I have to step away for a second. So.
Sure.
And
it's
what?
probably good timing, anyways.
Yeah, we should probably end here.
Okay. And also, does a small, tiny amount of Chardolin have the same effect as a big bit?
don't know.
Hard to make out. Like
Exactly.
an 11.
Mm-hmm.
That was all down to the Arcana.
Yeah. But I mean, like you said, there's tons of dust around here. There's probably tons in our lungs.
Yeah, I mean, this is like background radiation.
Mesothelioma. Yeah. Okay. Fun.
Yeah, Chardothelium.
Yeah. Was I behind the runaway? Okay, and everything. I don't know what this runaway is up to.
Let's cover that next
Maybe
time.
there's a plot there. Maybe there's not. Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking as you were leaving the doctor's office, I should have been like, and no disintegrations.
No, I was just picturing like Vulwin walking back with the person like knocked out, like over his shoulder, like bringing him back, and people be like,
Clearly, he needs medical help. See, he's passed
Yeah.
out.
Missed his appointment.
It's just feel like he just look over like he's got problems.
Couldn't pay his bill.
Oh my god.
Oh, privatized healthcare, such a joke.
Right?
Yeah, agreed. Hmm.
I don't know, should we wait for Irilyssa to return, or should we just call it here? I guess we'll just call it here.
Yeah, and then we can like move on to those that are suspicious next time.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This could work this out.
All right, well, in that case, I'm going to say thanks everyone for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, be sure to hit that follow button if you haven't already, so that you get notifications the next time we go live, which should now be every Sunday, basically. Sunday?
Yep.
Monday. It's Monday for me. It's also Monday
It's
for you.
Monday for you already?
No, it's not. It's
Fancy.
Sunday. I don't know what day it is.
I was gonna say it's Sunday. Yeah.
I'm
I
confused.
am
'cause
speaking from the
I'm
future!
confused because tomorrow's a bank holiday, so I'm kind of fixated on having no work tomorrow. Yes, it
fair
is
enough.
indeed
Yeah.
a Sunday. Just to, make it clear, this is a Sunday. Probably.
Yeah.
So we'll be back again next Sunday, 7 p.m. Central European Time, or 1 p.m. Eastern?
Yeah.
1 p.m. Eastern Standard. And this is the regular time going forwards now, because obviously I'm now actually working on European hours and I can't continue my ridiculous schedules that I used to. This is the new time slot going forwards. So
Yep.
thanks everyone for watching. If you enjoyed this, like I said, hit that follow button. If you've really enjoyed this, then do consider supporting the channel here by subscribing. Otherwise, we shall see you next Sunday. Until
And
then.
remember, folks, don't shove magic crystals under your skin or Vulwin will hunt you down.
True.
I'm always
What if we
watching.
want
Always
Vulwin to hunt us
watching.
down?
Whoa.
Watching.
Bye!
Bye.
Bye.